Well, you might have known that two of our most distinguished amateurs of recent years were in action in a pro ring tonight. David Haye, a former world silver medalist, and Audley Harrison, Britain's Olympic champion in 2000. They were fighting for the world heavyweight title in Manchester. Well, Richie, word filtered down to us that David Haye has retained his world championship. Stopped in 3 rounds. What do you think this means for both fighters now?
Well, I think for David Haye, this was a fight. It was more of a personal battle between Haye and Harrison, I think, because a lot of people even questioned whether Audley Harrison should have been given the shot, to be quite honest. So from the boxing world in general, I don't think Haye will get the credit he deserves in beating Audley Harrison, but nevertheless, the satisfaction he'll get personally, you know, they've sort of grown up together, they've boxed together as amateurs in the same England squads, they didn't like each other, so it was an all-British showdown, so to speak. For Haye now, in my opinion, he's got to get it on with one of the Klitschkos. I think he's good enough to beat the Klitschkos. I think he's got the power. He possesses the power to knock either of the Klitschkos out. Obviously, it's going to be very, very difficult. But most people in world boxing consider the Klitschkos as the major force in the heavyweight division. And yet we've got the WBA heavyweight champion in David Haye. So I think he should now turn his attention to Vladimir Klitschko first. After he's beaten him, I think he moves on to Vitali. I think he can do it.
Thanks, Richie. Well, we sent Steve Bunce down to the big show in Manchester. Here's his take on the events.
So what do you want from a world heavyweight title fight? You want the best 2 heavyweights in the world, number 1 and number 2, against each other? Well, that's a fantasy. That's probably only happened about 6 times in the last 50 years. But how about this? You have 2 fighters who sell out an arena, 18,000, who have a bit of history. They know each other. One of them was the mentor, one of them was the student, and now they hate each other.
We used to be good friends at one stage, but that's turned real bitter. I think he's pretty jealous about my achievements.
It was just a fair weather friend. It was a one-way friendship.
You want that? Well, I think that's what David Haye and Audley Harrison can deliver.
I knew he'd be looking for his left hand. I knew he'd be very cautious. He's never the one to come out there and just... I know Audley better than he knows himself, so I knew what he was going to do. I knew what his strengths were. And if I was to charge at him like a bull in a china shop, he would have done is step back and thrown that left hand, which that's his trademark punch. It's his shot. That's the only shot he had in the book, so I didn't want to give that to him. I wanted to get him anxious, get him fainting, get him scared, and then in the 3rd round I wanted to lay some leather on him.
But Dave, the fighter in you, right? The fight fan in you, the gutsy performer in you. Are you disappointed with it?
Not really. He was shot. Good fighters don't make their opponents look good. I don't allow someone to fight. That's the difference with me. I don't give people the opportunity to land punches on me. You know, he might land with half a jab here or there. I know I came in with a headbutt, and that's the only reason I got a little bump on my head. But I knew what I had to do, and that's why I said to everybody: as soon as I start landing, the fight's going to be effectively over.
What do you have in this right hand?
Dynamite.
Oh God.
Same stuff you got in yours. Hopefully not anymore though.
No. There you go.
You stay retired.
So we never got the fight we wanted. And Audley never got the ending that he wanted. And David Haye, well, he moved just 1 step nearer to a big fight, a defining fight. A fight against one of those Klitschko boys. 20,000 people were in here tonight. And they might moan a little bit, but at the end of the day, they will have enjoyed it, because that's what happens when you have event boxing. And this was event boxing. Big time event boxing.